Good morning, friends. Today I am going to continue the our fundamental rights of the Constitution, guys. Okay. In the previous class, we have seen the article number 19, guys. Okay. We have seen the importance of article number 19. In that article 19, we have taken the important aspects of the article 19. That is, we have we have six provisions in the article 19. That is the right to speech and expression, right to assembly, right to association, right to reside, right to profession, guys, and right to movement. So these are the few provisions that we have seen in article number 19, guys. Okay, guys, if you see article number 19, article number 19 can be suspended during the external emergency, but it will not suspend during the internal emergency, guys. Okay, so article 19 plays a very important role in the Constitution, guys. Okay, it plays a very important role for the process of the system. So now I start my discussion with the remaining articles of the right to freedom. Okay, so in the articles of our discussion, that is, we are doing the fundamental rights. We are doing the fundamental rights. So in the fundamental rights, we have seen the right to equality, guys. Okay, so we have seen the right to equality, articles number 14 to 18. So in this class, we are going to see the right to freedom, guys. Okay, so the topic in this discussion is right to freedom. Right to freedom. So in the right to freedom topic, we have seen article numbers. We are having article numbers 19 to 22. Okay, so in the 19 to 22, we have seen article number 19. Okay, so we have seen article number 19. Now in this class, we are going to see the articles of 20, 21, 22, guys. Okay, and 21A. These are the three articles that we are going to see in this session, guys. Okay, so guys, if you take article number 20, so before going for the article number 20, I just want to have a glance at article number 21, guys. Okay, article number 21. What article number 21 says? Article number 21 says no person is deprived of his life and personal liberty. Okay, so article number 21 says no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty. Okay, his life and personal liberty, and this should be follow the procedure established by law. This should follow the procedure established by law. Okay, guys, if you see article 21 says no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty. Okay, his life and personal liberty under procedure established by law. So guys, whatever the law that we are having, we are going to see that law, and we are not going to violate that law, and we are not going to take the one's life and his personal liberty. Okay, guys, so what is liberty, guys? Is freedom. Is nothing but is freedom, guys. So we are not going to take the one's personal life and we are not going to take his life and personal liberty. Okay, so under his procedure established by law, so whatever the procedure we are having under the law, we are going to consider those procedure and we are going to follow, guys. Okay, this is about the article 21, very very important, guys. This article 21 we see in many judgments. We see in the many judgments regarding article 21. If you see the recent judgment, that is in the Hadia case, Hadia case. Okay, so in the Hadia case, the Supreme Court said that right to marry. So right to marry is one's own choice and dignity, guys. is one's own choice and dignity under Article 21. Okay, so this is the previous year's question, guys. That is UPSC 2019 question. So right to marry, you has the right to marry to whom you like. Okay, this is your choice and your liberty. Choice and you have the dignity of your life. Okay, this is the very important, guys. So in the Adia case, the Supreme Court said it is the right to marry is the fundamental right under Article 21. Okay, so this no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty under procedure established by law, guys. Okay, this forms the basis. This forms the basis for our discussion. So now I will move to the article number 20, guys. What article number 20 says, guys? This is very important, guys. Okay, this forms the bridge between the article 20 and 22. Now we are going to see, guys. Okay, how this is going to form the bridge between the article 20 and article 22. Okay. So if you see the article 20 deals with the conviction, guys. Article 20 deals with the convictions. Okay. So what do you mean by conviction? Okay. Article 20. Article 20 deals with the conviction. Okay, guys. So Article 20 deals with conviction. What do you mean by conviction, guys? So conviction, it is the end process. It is the end process of the legal procedure, guys. Okay, it called as the end process of the legal procedure. Okay, the procedure should be the procedure established in the law that I said in this Article 21, guys. Okay, in the Article 121 I said the procedure established by law. So the end result of the case, okay, the end result of the legal procedure through the procedure established by law is called as the conviction, guys. Okay, so the conviction may be accused or the acquittal. That means accused means he has done the crime and it was proven, guys. Okay, acquitted means he has not done the crime and he was free from the case, is called as acquitted. Okay, that is conviction, guys. Okay, the conviction should be done through the procedure established by law. It means we can't go through the one which we like. Okay, so whatever the procedure that was established under the law, in such a manner only we can do this conviction, guys. Okay, done, guys. Clear? So if we are violating the procedure that is established under law, okay, if we are violating the procedure established under law, it is called as arbitrary conviction. Arbitrary conviction, guys. Okay, so we are not having this arbitrary conviction, guys. We are not having the arbitrary conviction. Means arbitrary means by our own. Okay, so whatever the procedure we are having, we need to follow this provision and we go for the judgments. Okay, if you not following this one and if you do the judgments, that is called as arbitrary conviction. It is against the constitution, guys. It is against the constitution and it is against the Article 20. It is against the constitution and it is against the Article 20. So in this aspect, we need to discuss the provisions that are placed in the Article 19, guys. If you see Article 19, it says that no exposed fat toll, no exposed fat toll. Okay, no exposed fat toll, guys. Okay, no double jeopardy. No double jeopardy. Okay, no double jeopardy. And after that we are having the no self-incrimination. No self-incrimination. Okay, so the article speaks about these three provisions, guys. No exposed fat toll law. Okay, guys, for example, see, today the parliament is the one who is going to make the laws. Okay, today we are having the date some 8, guys. Okay, so on the 8th of, that is for example on the 8th of the August, okay, 8th of August 2020, if any law has came into the publish. Okay, if any law has came into publish, then the law is going in the two ways, guys. Okay, we have the retrospective and we have the perspective. Okay, what do you mean by retrospective? Retrospective means this law is going to applicable to the cases, to the issues which are done at the previous date, is called as retrospective. Okay, the other one is the perspective. The perspective means this law is going to implement from now onwards, from now and for the future. Okay, from now and the future, it is called as the retrospective. It is called as the perspective. It is called as the perspective. Okay, so guys, perspective means at the present and at the future. If you are going to implement that law, it is called as a perspective. If you are going to implement this with the, that is from previous state, so from the case which is very days long back before this law, it is called as retrospective, guys. Okay, so these two includes the retrospective. If you include all these things, it is called retrospective. Okay, so retrospective means the law which is going to implement with the previous one, guys, with the previous issue and with the present and in the future. Okay, is called as the retrospective. Whereas if it is going to implement at the present one who is doing the crime, and for the future it is called a perspective. Okay, guys. So guys, in the respective session we are not having the criminals. We are not having the criminal laws. Okay, so criminals are not having the retrospective. So the retrospective acts will be having the tax law, the revenue law. Okay, so tax law, revenue law and the civil law. Okay, so this will be accepted, but we can't do the criminal law as that retrospective. Means if a person has did the crime some years back, okay, but the provisions relating those crime has been made right now, and we can't punish that person because of the crime that he has done some days back, guys. No, it is not there. Okay, it can be applicable for the civil. Okay, civil laws, tax laws and the revenue laws, it is okay, but not from the criminal laws. So the retrospective is only for these laws, not for the criminal laws. Okay, the prospective, the prospective laws are the one which are having for the present and the in the future instance, guys. Okay, that is no ex post facto law. Okay, so this is the meaning of this provisions, guys. Okay, and if it is second one, that is no double jeopardy. No double jeopardy means, guys, for a single crime you should be offense only once and the penalty should be given only once. Okay, for a crime, and if it is offense, the penalty should be given for only once. Okay, so no double jeopardy means we can't give the twice penalty as for the same offense. Okay, for a offense of single time we should be having only single penalty, guys. That is no double jeopardy. Done, guys. Okay, and the third one is no self-incrimination, guys. No self-incrimination means it's simply the silent. It's simply the silent. Okay, so that is the same person, the evidence will not be taken into for consideration, guys. Okay, this provision has there because to protect that persons. Why? Because, guys, in the few cases the people give the money to stand in the courts to say that yes, we have done the crime. Okay, no, guys, so no self-incrimination. You person are not evidence of your case. Okay, that's to protect those people we are having the no self-incrimination, guys. Okay, so these are the provisions that are present in the article number 20, that is no ex post facto law, no double jeopardy, no self-incrimination. Okay, guys, so okay, guys, so these are the provisions regarding the article 19. Okay, that is the no ex post facto law, no double jeopardy, no self-incrimination, guys. So but in few cases for the judgment we require like fingerprints, we require blood samples. Okay, and we require like some saliva, like means to identify the bodies. on that case it is accepted case. Okay, means giving the blood samples, giving the fingerprints, taking the fingerprints, or taking the any clues from the person, it is not against the self incrimination, guys. Okay, that can be done, guys. Okay, fine. So this is about the article number 20. So let us move to the article number 21 once again, guys. Okay, so guys, and article 21 I explained what is article 21 says. Article 21 says no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty under the procedure established by law. But we need to discuss a lot in article 21, guys. So in this article 20 and 21 I have defined what is article 21. Okay, so the same definition will prove, guys, no person shall be deprived of his life and his personal liberty under the procedure established by law. But few in the case, that is A.K. Gopalan case. In the A.K. Gopalan case, 1951. Okay, guys. So in the A.K. Gopalan case in the 1951, what happens, guys? So this person have been kept under the preventive detention, guys. This person have kept under the preventive detention. Preventive detention is nothing but, so he has not done any crime, but is the scope of doing the crime by this person, guys. Okay, so scope. So because of the harmony of the nation, we keep some persons as the preventive. Okay, means if we save these people from any destruction, then we can do the process easily. Like, so during the elections time, some people have been kept under the preventive detention, guys. Okay, so in the A.K. Gopalan case 1951, so preventive detention has been done by in this process, guys. Okay, but the Supreme Court said that, so Supreme Court had said it is the Parliament that can bring the laws about this. Okay, so the Supreme Court in this 1951 also said that, so we can't do anything if we can bring any, so if we bring any measures that should be bring by the Parliament only. So in such a manner the Supreme Court has said, guys. Okay, but after this, so this is one of the case, and after this in the Maneka Gandhi case. Maneka Gandhi case. In the Maneka Gandhi case, that is in 1974, the what happened means, so the government has seized the Maneka Gandhi passport. The government has seized the Maneka Gandhi passport. Okay, and said that they had done through the Passport Act. Okay, the government has said that they have done through the Passport Act, but they have not revealed what is the reason for doing this one. Okay, they simply seized the passport of the Maneka Gandhi and said that they have done through the they have made that they have seized the passport as per the passport law. They said like that. Okay, now what are the provisions that are having in the passport law, guys? That we are not having. So whatever the procedure that established under the law, so whatever the procedure we are having under the law, we have implemented that law and we have seized the Maneka Gandhi's passport. Then Supreme Court intervened in this case and said, oh, what we people are doing, so you should inform the what, so why you have seized the passport of the Maneka Gandhi. Okay, simply without informing why you people have seized, you are saying that is whatever the procedure that we have established under the law, we are followed and we have seized. Okay, but it is your duty to inform now, guys. Okay, but the Supreme Court has intervened, and the first time in the country, due process of law, what we can take cycles, that is due process of law. Due process of law. Due process of law. Okay, due process of law first time have been mentioned, means in the written we are having the procedure established of law only, but the Supreme Court has taken the due process of law in the first time in the Maneka Gandhi case 1978. What is procedure established law? What is due process of law? If you see the procedure established law, that is procedure established by law and due process of law. If you see both of them, guys, in the procedure established law, whatever the provisions we are having under the law, they are going to follow this and they are going to implement this. That's it. Okay, whatever the means, it is the duty of the parliament. Okay, so parliament will make the laws. So what parliament have done, that is unnecessary for the courts. Okay, whatever the law that has made by the parliament, simply these courts have going to implement this law. That is procedure established in the law. But what is in the due process law? So in the due process law, we are having the law, but the courts are going to see what are the provisions that are having in the law also. Okay, so is the law correct or not? Is the law violating any articles of the constitution? If this law is violating any provisions of the people, okay, in the due process of that, they are going to see the law itself. Along with the procedure established by law, they are going to see the provisions in the law also. That is importance of due process of right. Okay, so in the Maneka Gandhi case, in the Passport Act, the Supreme Court has seen the procedure and they have seen what are the provisions that are present in the Passport Act also. They have seen these provisions and they have given the judgment. It is against the right to freedom, guys. It is against the right to freedom. So from that onwards, we have the then we came, that is we have the right to choice and dignity. We have right to choice and dignity. Right to choice and dignity. Okay, so from time onwards, we have everyone has the right to their choice and right to have their dignity, guys. Okay, they can live with their choice and the dignity, guys. Okay, so for that we came with the amending the constitution and we have added the 21A, guys. We have added the 21A. What does 21A says? What does 21A says? So 21A says that right to education. Right to education has made under the Article 21A as the fundamental right. Guys, we have the right to education as an legal right. We have the right to education as in the Article 45. In the Article 45, we are having the right to education. But it is not the fundamental right. But on the 21st year, that is we added 21A, and through the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, in the year 2002, we have made that right to education is the fundamental right. That is 6 to 14 years. Okay, this is about the right to have choice and dignity, guys. Okay, what is the aim of the Article 21? That is right to have choice and dignity. Choice and dignity. Choice and dignity, guys. Okay, that's why it is very important article, guys. It is very important articles. Okay, so indirectly we have entered into the due process of the law also. Okay, guys, so that is about the Article 21A, guys. Very important. And the previous year's question, guys. So right to marry is an fundamental. So right to marry is the fundamental right under which article? So I take the questions of the 2019, guys. The question is right to marry. Right to marry is a fundamental right under which article? Under which article? Okay, so it says that 19, 14, 21, 21 and 21A. So if you take this one, the correct answer is D, guys, that is 21A. So if you are given only 21, it is C. If you are given the both 21 and 21, so we can take it as 21 and 21A, guys. Okay, this is about Article 21A, guys. So I will take the last topic, that is the last article of this today's discussion, that is Article 22. Okay, so if you take Article 22, Article 22 says that it is about the arrest and detention, guys. Article 22. Article 22 is about the arrest and detention. Arrest and detention. Okay, it is about the arrested and detention, and we have legal representative. Legal representative. Okay, and so it is about the legal representative, arrest and detention, and the ground of arrest. Ground of arrest. Okay, and So before 48 hours, okay, okay guys, before 24 hours, okay guys, I think before so before 24 hours magistrate. Okay, so these are the four provisions that are going to deal with article 22 guys. Okay, article 22 says arrest and detention, that is protection against arrest and detention guys. Okay, protection against arrest and detention. So the detention will be of two types, that is the preventive and punitive. That is preventive, we call it as preventive, and punitive. So punitive means if anyone has done crime, then it is called punitive detention. If it is preventive means, so it may be scope of doing crime guys, then on that time we can have the preventive detention. But article 22 does not protect the preventive detention guys. So for the preventive detention we are having the National Security Act, okay, and we have the Prevention of the Terrorism Act. Okay, so we have few laws regarding the Prevention Detention Act guys. Okay, and guys, the arrest can be done guys. The arrest also can be done through the procedure established by law only, to the procedure established by law. So but if you have done arrest, we should have the legal representative. The legal representative is nothing but the lawyer. So if a person is unwilling to have its own lawyer, then the government will provide a lawyer guys. Then the government will provide the lawyer. Okay, and if he is arresting, then you should inform the ground of arrest. So on what basis you people are arresting the person? So if there is any charge, if it is any issue, so you should inform the ground of arrest, and that person should be made before the magistrate within 24 hours. If you are violating this, and if you are giving, and if you are convicting, it is called as arbitrary conviction guys. It is called as arbitrary conviction. So you should not violate any of this provision guys. You should not violate any of this provision guys. Okay, this is about the article 22, that is preventive and punitive detention guys. Okay, so guys, with this I have done with the article numbers 9, articles of the right to freedom. Okay, so in the next session I will take the that is right to constitution, that is the culture and education rights. Okay, so thank you guys, thank you one and all.